Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to today's edition of Beyond the Ordinary Show. And today we have the extraordinary Andrea Garris with us, talking about the rise of light, the return of the sacred ceremony. And in this conversation, I can feel it in my heart. I'm going to invite you all to prepare to just receive extraordinary amounts of light on today's call and this transmission. And Andrea's going to take us deep. But if you're not familiar with Andrea, um, do you prefer AL or Andrea?
Oh, I love when you say Andrea.
Andrea. Well, there we go. Andrea shares information and guidance directly from the we and the higher mind and the higher heart of divine flow and speaks the languages of the universe that activate remembrance and expansion. She's known internationally as the Mother of Light and the woman who walks with angels. And I want to give you all that brief read from her bio so that you can start tuning in even more deeply consciously as to what we are engaging with and who we're engaging with today. Um, and Andrea, with that introduction, welcome to Beyond the Ordinary. And by the way, you're the last call for this season, so it's
Um,
so wonderful to cap off the season with what you are imparting with us today in the sacred ceremony.
Thank you, John. Thank you so
Mhm.
very much for being this space, creating it for us all. Yes. Anyone really new to me, I'll just let you know right now, I do say yes quite often, and sometimes that volume will change and escalate, and my voice, yes, may as well. It is me, and it is the connection of the we, but we speak together as one, if you will, and tone can change. Yes. And yes, breath can fluctuate, but I am with them in their conveyance. Does this make sense to you?
It
Yes.
does make sense.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, I decided long ago to not worry about it, get in my head, or try to curtail it because it is a very important part of what we're becoming available to. And all of us are becoming available to it. If you're here right now and you're resonating with this space of beyond the ordinary, then you're becoming available to that which is not ordinary. Yes?
Yeah.
and and so our vibrations are shifting and opening, and we're experiencing, yes, these new, yes, spaces of ourselves that are actually existence spaces that we are becoming. So life as we know it is changing and has for many changed. So these things that may have seemed not normal will become more average in a sense. I know that seems weird, yes, but they will become more of what we would call comfortable, because some people don't have the comfortableness yet, but it's coming, it's coming. Yes. Does this make sense?
It does, yes.
Okay. Yes. Sometimes I speak languages as well. Yes. They do not have a direct interpretation. We'll just go ahead and put that out there right now, because people will say, what exactly did that mean? What I speak is from the universe in the sense that everyone will hear accordingly, and they listen with their heart, they will hear accordingly. And it's the message you've sent you. So I am the messenger, yes, and I speak the language of every heart, if you will.
Hmm. You shared that you translate or transmit from the ancient ones. Tell us more about that.
I love it. Thank you. This is important right now. It has been unfolding for quite some time. That's a funny phrase if we really think about it. But it has been unfolding in the sense that many humans that are here on earth right now, listening to my voice, your voice right now, we've moved into a vibrational alignment of ourselves where we're ready to remember. And
Hmm.
this is not just remembering you're an eternal soul and you're having a now. This is like a specific space of the soul's why. Yes. That would be appropriate here for us to allow. And so many that are hearing us right now, John, and you and I believe as well, we are in an alignment Yes. Via our lineage, our DNA, yes, and our space of our soul's experience and connection of consciousness, we are in an alignment of those that were here at Earth's origin. Yes. Many would name them, deem them, call them, yes, architects, yes, planet builders, and those are the originals. Yes. And there were many. Yes. And they were from different lineages. They are from different lineages. And we've named a lot of these lineages, and some of them are very accurate, and some of them may not be as accurate, but it doesn't matter, because as we expand into this space of ourselves, the connection points that have been driven by the mind will begin to soften as the connection points that are anchored in the heart begin to open. And so that which we have asked our minds to digest and be okay with will become less important to us as we truly embody that which we're here to be. And that is the originals returning to the now. There's a connection point of ancestral lineage and remembrance within your divine being. But to put it in like maybe, yes, a quicker reference for the mind at this point, your feet, John, can we use you as an example?
Absolutely.
Okay, so your feet, your human body feet, walk the earth and connect with the energies of the earth, yes?
Yes.
Okay, now your energy, your consciousness inside the vessel of John was here on earth before as an original and walked the earth in that space of yourself as well. Yes. And you carry frequencies of activation, if you will, for this return, not only of the originals, of you, of me, of many others who this resonates with, but for the return of the original blueprint of earth before what we would deem distortion. Yes. And other spaces of separation came in. So as your feet now walk this earth, John, and you remember these spaces of yourself, or even just allow the possibility of them, you are in that moment, in that alignment, in that availability, you're opening that frequency up to run through your DNA, to reactivate in your blood and your being and your energy as you connect with the earth. Yes. Now, I may move quickly and I may speak on other topics yet, but I really want to get this to you all. So please just allow. Yes. Sacred ceremony is coming back, and it is in connection with the ancestors of earth, but it's more than that. It's beyond even, it was brought to earth, first off. Okay, what I'm talking about was brought to earth. And then many of the ancestors of earth implemented to the best of their ability in ceremonial sacred alignments to make that reconnection back to that which they knew of, deemed star ones and or those from the sky or Anunnaki or whatever it is. There's been a lot of terms used, okay? And now, yes, we, you, I, all hearing us, have the opportunity to utilize sacred ceremony and, yes, activate these connection points at a deeper level, at a, we could allow the word more potent. Would that be, yes, helpful to the mind? It would be more potent, okay? Yes. Yes, so the sacred ceremony is also available right now to all who are feeling in alignment with this, like there's a knowing. So something inside you is like, I knew it. I knew it. Or when I was young, I had this dream, or, I keep having this vision in meditation, or I'm drawn to this sacred site on the planet, but I always knew it wasn't about what they told me it was about, There's these different points of reference that are coming in for each of us that are our own means of, yes, messaging ourselves, yes, sending a notification to ourselves to say it's time.
Mm.
It's time. And sacred ceremony, yes, can be utilized, and many are already doing this, but it can be taken to a level in which there are increments that are self-relative for the self-expansion of the being, which is very important. Yes. And it's a grounding space. Yes. A connectivity with the earth through the physical human body. It doesn't get any more important than this, because this is why you chose to be human in this lifetime. I mean, this is so big and beautiful. It's why I chose to be human in this lifetime. We have other spaces of our soul, our consciousness that are inside this human body. Yes, but we inhabit the human format because that is how it is then, in a sense, available to the collective of humanity, because we embody a alignment with them energetically as being human. Does this make sense to you?
It does, yes. So as we align with sacred ceremonies, are there particular rituals in ceremony? What is our role in the relation to what we're in ceremony with?
Key factors that would be helpful to allow are earth itself. So ceremony can be extremely beautiful and sacred in just the items that you're utilizing that come from her. Yes, whether that's
Mm.
pine needles or rich soil or red rock or whatever you're working with, right? But from the earth. And you're bringing in the element of her origin. It's in her blueprint, just as it's in ours, if you will, you know.
Mhm.
And then you also have the human body involved. So you can use your voice, you can use your tone, you can play instrument, drum, dance, the body posture. This is a fun one. And I
Mhm.
know, hey, it's called Beyond the Ordinary. So everybody just get out of your heads right now.
Exactly.
But the body posture, I teach in a lot of my classes this as well. Yes. That you can hold specific yes, postures with the hands and with the body. Yes. And as you are allowing these spaces and you're breathing, and then if you're incorporating ceremony as well, you're like an antenna. Yes. You're like an antenna that's plugged into the frequencies of the planet. And because of your DNA as an original, yes, you're also plugged into, yes, the essence point, if you will, of those that were here at the beginning to birth and put forth the original blueprint of Earth. And now you're here again to help bring it back. Yes. There is enough resonance now, you know. Yes. There is enough resonance now within the human collective for this to return. It cannot be forced. It must have a connection point that can receive it. Yes.
Mm.
And now this is available. And so you're working with the earth, you're working with the physical body, you're working with tone, sound. And then there's this component to the sacred ceremony that is the connection of the lineages, the sacred lineages. And in essence, we have a connection point to innumerable sacred lineages because we have unity consciousness, which first and foremost, that's the connection point of it all.
Mhm.
And then in another space of the thought and understanding of this is the availability of lineages we were most closely related to last. So spaces we were right before we came in here. We do not do anything by chance or mistake. It's all masterful design. So any space you were before you came into this one has designated connection points very important for this now. Does this make sense to you?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, they say yes too.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes, it
Yes.
makes sense.
Well, and I can really appreciate sacred ceremony and also bringing a collective awareness to sacred ceremony as well, because presence, again, if we focus on non-local consciousness, that space from zero point in creation, wherever we put our attention, creation begins to be formed. And to remember that from our point of creation, from the lineage of the ancient ones going up to now, to amplify that field of presence in sacred ceremony creates such a potent field of creation
Yes.
that is beyond our comprehension because of the capacity that we have now to be so present with a particular intention.
Yes, yes, absolutely. The presence is the key. And the more presence you can hold in the space, yes, the stronger the availability of all that you're connecting in with for that space's movement, shift, expansion, grounding, whatever's going on, and pretty much all of it is. That presence level is the amplifier. So the
Mm,
more presence you can bring. And, you know, for me, if I had to give layman's terms for presence, you know, regular speech of like really just drop it, right? What are we talking about? Don't be anything else but that moment. Don't
right.
be anything else but that moment. And if that means in that moment you're feeling maybe a little apprehension or hesitation because your inner knowing is to tone or sing or chant or dance or all of the above, right? Or take an odd posture. Like a lot of times it's a yogic posture like maybe you're in child's pose and you're toning, and then all of a sudden you're arcing upwards some, you know, and you're holding a little bit of a makeshift type pose that your inner knowing says to take, right? But there can be a hesitation moment, especially I do a lot of ceremony in public spaces. They're not like highly traversed, but I do them on my destination events. And there's many people probably here on the call today that have been in these destination events with me, and they have experienced this firsthand. The power of these sacred ceremonies is incredible. Even in a space where there can be some apprehension or some hesitation, if you can allow yourself to walk through that space and just be present with what you're doing and who you're being in that very moment, in that very alignment, and it all just opens up. It all just opens up. And when I say all just opens up, may I share experiences like of what is
Of
possible and
course.
what is
Please.
happening? Okay.
Yes.
So this can be you in your own home, in your own living room. This can be you out in nature. This can be you with a group of people. Like when I say sacred ceremony, there are many ways to lay this out, right?
Mm,
But I have had, these are the type of things that I have had happen. We have seen, witnessed, experienced together, many of us, in either group sessions on Zoom, because I've held sacred ceremonies for class spaces like this, where we're just on a call like this. Of course, I'm not sitting here in front of the camera per se. I'm in the middle of the room drumming and doing whatever, but we
nice.
have done it in this fashion. And then we've done it in person. There was space I did in Los Angeles at the Conscious Life Expo. There was space done in Sedona, in Destin, Florida. And every single one of these spaces, you leave time. I know,
Mhm.
trippy, but you leave time. And you are in a space where it is pure presence for breath, pure presence for the groundedness of your being, pure presence for the gifts within your being, the remembrance within your being, and those that are in alignment with you. So we have seen and witnessed, and people have verified this 10 times over by making note of it themselves, and then we convey what did everybody see, and it's like everybody has pretty much the same thing. It's like you're opening up connection points between dimension. So you have higher vibrational spaces of existence where higher vibrational beings are living. That's their existence space. And we will have this moment where it opens. What's it? Space itself. It's like you have a visual of the parting of the air, the space, and there's this other understanding or visual, yes, on the other side of that part, and then you will see them. Yes.
Mm,
You will see them, these beautiful, divine, higher dimensional beings of light, and they will just majestically walk. They're already walking through that space, but we're
mhm.
connecting in to the space they're already in. Does this make
Wow.
sense?
Yes.
And we've had spaces where we've had the understanding, all of us as well, that as our feet are touching the earth and we're having this connection point with sacred ceremony, we can see and feel the foot of our ancient one that we are within our own foot. I've stood up before after certain spaces, and I started to walk across the room to go to the bathroom or get a drink or something. And the minute my feet would move, I could feel my foot from my ancient one within the foot of Andrea right now,
Mm.
stepping out and walking across the room. And I could feel it's the multidimensional self, yes, landing, if you will.
Wow.
And this is part of what Ascension is, in my humble opinion. There's probably a lot of teachings out there, but in my humble opinion, this is part of what Ascension is. This is part of spiritual awakening. This is part of expanding the I am within the form. Yes. To
Mm.
open ourselves up to and allow, yes, these higher vibrational spaces of ourselves, space in our now. And sacred ceremony is a very powerful way to, yes, engage it. Another key point that I'd love to add briefly is that sacred ceremony blesses the earth and blesses the human body, which is so important because even if you do understand that you're multidimensional and you're eternal and you're vast and all these beautiful spaces, to nurture the vessel you inhabit and the earth that feeds you, key to it all.
Mm-hmm.
We are human right now. And to nurture the vessel and to recognize the worth of the vessel and the space we live is the biggest blessing we could give ourselves and everything around us. And so there's this massive kind of interconnected dance of consciousness as it's remembering itself. And the ceremony is a fantastic way to celebrate the remembrance.
Mm-hmm. Well, I really feel that that circuitry that we're running with the earth, that we're realizing and becoming more aware of the benefits and repercussions simultaneously, of either turning it on in a way that's balanced and reciprocal, rather as it be in one way. It's it's a mirror for the new reality that we're walking into as well. That circuitry, we are becoming more aware of how vital it is for the consciousness that we hold and the
Mm-hmm.
reality that we're creating for ourselves and for others. It's
Mm-hmm.
just it's unavoidable that we're becoming, again, not only aware that it's possible, but that we are experiencing those possibilities coming to life in different ways. And we're quickly noticing where it's amplifying and uplifting and energizing life. And we're also noticing where it's turned off and where it's deteriorating life for us, where it's taking away.
The human body is masterfully designed to be this ascension point of itself. It is masterfully designed. There's been a lot of misinformation and even, yes, distorted spaces. But I believe it's okay because it's been part of the package that when we would become ready, consciously ready, we would know and we would remember what we needed to remember, and that's what's happening. But the nervous system, the lymphatic system, the cellular structure, the blood, the waters, the programmable waters, oh my goodness. I work with a modality, you're familiar, I know, John, but a cosmic quantum energy. I'd love to
Mhm.
allow people to hear those words. It's
Yes.
not common to a lot of people, but it is a very powerful ascension modality and energetic healing modality. And it actually is working with the body to assist it as it's ascending. That's why we deemed it an ascension modality, because there is the masterfully designed system and then the activation of that. So it's like you can have the most incredible appliance or iPhone or iPad or whatever, but if you don't turn it on and know what to do with all of that, it can just be this incredible device that sits on a shelf, right? So a cosmic quantum energy in the work I do is here to assist turning on these things in the human body and also in the spaces of the I am that's within the vessel. Yes. And the interconnectedness of it all to assist as this process is unfolding. So there's a lot of grounding available, which is huge, grounding frequencies of the new level of you that's landing every day with every breath. Yes. And then also these spaces of, if you will, healing in a sense and reset for ancestral lineage and soul space connections ones have had. If I had to sum it up, yes, I would say a cosmic quantum energy helps you find you. My husband actually came up with the term. And also that it is the assistance, yes, masterfully designed as well, to that we sent ourselves, that this whole concept of a cosmic quantum energy came in 2020. Its origins are with Earth's origins as well. Yes. In a space of myself. Yes. As one of the originals. Yes. So we wrote this program, if you will, in a sense. Yes. And we banked it, in a sense, energetically, so that when the lock unlocked and opened, yes, meaning energetically, vibrationally, frequency wise, we were ready, it would return to us. Yes. And
Hmm.
so this is what we're seeing happen with this. But it's very helpful because, I had this experience back in, like, I don't know, 2019 or something, 2020, where I was all of a sudden just super, super tired, like I was drugged, like out of nowhere. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I wasn't nervous. I didn't think something was wrong. I just was like, in my inner knowing, I need to lay down for a minute, just a minute. And I laid down in my bed. I was all alone in the house. And I was just like out. I mean, like out within seconds of hitting the bed. And then I saw this face come in front of me, and it was a very endearing face, feminine face. Yes. And it just kind of like looking at me, and coming closer and closer, taking me in as I was taking it in. And I'm thinking in my head, don't get scared, Andrea, don't get scared, just breathe, because I really want to know
Hmm.
what's going on, right? I'm sure people can relate. But as the face came in, this understanding came in of the connectivity of what was about to happen, about a cosmic quantum energy coming forth, about the teachings, about the messages of the we, about what I was being asked to bring. And everybody on earth is being asked to bring a certain thing to the
Hmm.
event, if you will, And all of these things matter. They're all divine and they're all beautiful, those that are in this alignment with us, this resonance with us. But that happened to me, and then I had an automatic writing experience. And this was before I had heard the words of cosmic quantum energy, and I had never automatically written before. But I woke up very early the next day, and I had this understanding I had to write, and I wrote, and it was a message to myself from the we, and it was telling me that I carried grounding frequencies. Yes. And that humans needed these frequencies to assist ascension. And I started to get in my head a bit and question what I was writing, and was this real or just me? And then my pen died. And I thought, oh, well, okay, I can't write anymore. So I hope that's the message. And I scribbled on the paper, and it, wasn't writing. So I went back to sleep, and then I woke up at a more normal hour, and I got up and I looked at what I had written, and I was really moved by it and grateful for it. And I picked up the pen and I went, that's so funny it died, and I went like this, and it wrote perfect.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, okay, what I needed to write was written, and I needed to get out of my head and not worry about, all of that. And so it's really important to have these spaces. That's why I'm so grateful I met you at Conscious Life Expo,
Hmm.
A friend brought you over to my booth and was like, you have to meet him and you have to meet her. And we were just like in our own moment presence.
Oh yeah, is a huge reunion.
It was. It really was. And is. Even when we came on the call today, I felt
Mhm.
it again. It's
I
just
agree.
this, yeah. Hmm. So this is a part of it, right? This drive within you to create this space and this outreach and this alignment that brings forth information and makes it available in a way in a world that isn't really completely all available yet, right? And your type of space is beyond comprehension important. Does this make
Mhm.
sense to you?
It does. But one thing that I'd love for you to address because it's so helpful, because it's not all online and we're glimpsing components of it. And as we glimpse it, there's that jolting awake, the remembrance. It's like the sun turning on and two suns coming together and amplifying even more. But then there seems to be a contraction back into what's been normalized, what we've been accustomed to, and all that. And so there's this contraction expansion, if you will, or also a loosening of the denser layers and the process of that. What can you suggest that can be done to facilitate some of the transition that's taking place? Again, there's a lot of energy that's flowing through right now. There's a lot of expansion. There's our capacity to empathize with others is becoming exponentially profound. And in that, and the feeling so much more than we're accustomed to feeling,
Mhm.
there's adjustments that take place, both in the positive and the challenging aspects as well.
Yes. Yes, I understand what you're saying. There's a lot of different avenues to go down that can assist, but let's just pick a couple.
Right.
We have a word in my community, in my book I wrote, and in the what I teach at Cosma, we have a word that is most helpful, yet it is sometimes profoundly misunderstood, possibly, but that is the word allow.
Mm.
Allow. And it is in the moments in which allowance is not as easy because it is an uncomfortable moment or a big moment or an intense moment or a returning moment that we didn't see coming. That allow is the most powerful, yes, tool we have, really. Now, it
Mm.
doesn't mean that we're allowing harm in that sense. It means we're remembering and trusting that there is, yes, there is more to what we're seeing and experiencing than just the experiential moment of it. There's a bigger picture, there's a purpose, there's a meaning. And I know that can be hard in some of the spaces, but allow gives you room. Yes. It can also be said trust, I guess, could be a good word to utilize as well for some people that allow
Mm.
doesn't kick in as good, but trust. You're trusting yourself, which is a big part of ascension, is to trust the self and to trust the space. And if you're feeling something, you mentioned feeling big energy reference other people. Did you not?
Yes.
Okay, give me that just a little deeper. Tell me it like exactly where are you coming from an empathic like feeling other people's stuff?
Yeah, feeling other people's stuff, feeling what's happening in different collectives around the world. And yeah, and
Do
again,
you
just the capacity to be more in tune with what's happening in different places all at the same time and feeling it within
Okay.
ourselves.
Okay, that's important. Thank you. So taking into consideration you have the ability to feel that, but you also have the ability to allow space around what you're feeling. And maybe that even might be a really good point of reference for empathic people, energy sensitives, mediums, people that are really picking up on this shift even more because it's, they read energy, they pick up on
Right.
all of this, right? To remember that that trust level in yourself and in the bigger picture gives space to whatever you're feeling. So instead of you being caught up in what you're feeling or experiencing what they're feeling so intensely, to step back and say, I trust this space is moving in the way that it needs to, even if I don't see it yet. Yes.
Hmm.
It gives it space to let it do so. What we focus on expands, and the focus we hold, the interpretation point we come from, dictates the energetic alignment we're going to experience, period. Like that's how consciousness runs, right? So
Mhm.
if we're feeling that it's big and then we call it out as big and we acknowledge it as big and we get up in the big, now we have not given it any room to shift, move, change because we're giving all focus to it being intense. Does this make sense so far?
It does.
So stepping back and saying, you know what? This is an experiential space I'm reading, but I am more than it.
Mm.
I am eternal. I'm having a now. This is temporary. I'm eternal. And I know it's a big one, and it doesn't mean we're detached in a sense where we don't care. But here's the thing: if everybody was wrapped up in the intensities, who's please hear this the right way, everybody. Please love me after I say it. If everybody's wrapped up in the intensities, then who is going to put the hand out or hold the door open or keep the light on while all this is moving? So, being able to hold presence in your eternalness, we talked about presence right on the get go of the call, right?
Mm.
Holding, what are you holding presence in and as? An empathic now version of yourself who's experiencing an ascension period, or an eternal I am who happens to be inhabiting an empathic reference point and remembers its wholeness and can interpret through its entirety,
Right.
which lifts the whole thing up to a different vibrational alignment. Therefore, the experience that's witnessed and felt and had is going to come in at that flow state instead of wrapped up in the drama or wrapped up in the pain or wrapped up in the sorrow. And it's not discounting that it's happening, but think about angels. Think about higher dimensional beings of light. Think about guardians, guides, ancestors, past loved ones that intervene, that stand in the gap, that keep the light on, that offer guidance, that hold protection over us, right? We're, hold on to your hat, Mary Lou. Here you go. We are entering into a space of ourselves where this is our new existence. We are
Mm.
becoming more part of that space and leaving that which we have been, which was the separated self. Okay. And so, in doing so, you learn by experience how to lean on and into your wholeness, your eternalness, your I am more and more. That which is born of flesh is flesh. That which is born of spirit is spirit. We are learning that we are spirit, and we are allowing the spirit in the flesh to bring us balance and peace as we navigate into these higher vibrational alignments of ourselves.
Mm.
So the trust level, the presence level, very, very helpful.
Yeah, and allowance for me, allowance is a byproduct of presence. Again, in that presence, we're creating the field of reality that we're experiencing. It's
Yes, 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 yes. And there's going to be so many things happening in the world as this shift is still unfolding, right? And
mm,
there's going to be variations in interpretation. And so, where one person may struggle greatly to witness and see some specific space, there is another person who's able to hold an alignment of peace because they, for whatever reason in their makeup, are able to do so in that space. And in that moment, that assists the one that cannot. And it assists the
right.
collective that cannot. And then there may be a shift down the road with another experience where the one who could not now can. Does this
Mhm.
make sense to you?
Yes, of course. Of course. Yeah, it's so beautiful. And again, it goes to demonstrate how important our environment is, our relationship to
Yes.
Gaia and connecting and blessing as we're blessed.
Yes.
Blessing as we're blessed. Again, those sacred containers and ceremonies, the intentionality, um,
Hmm.
and the presence that gets imprinted in those containers, or it's the ripples of it are
I
going to be
love that.
felt quite wide. There'll be big energies, but we'll be interpreting those big energies in a different way,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
so it's quite wonderful. I want to get into your special offer in just a little bit, Andrea, and I want to open up to Q&A also. So if you guys have questions, raise your hands and we'll go into a little bit of Q&A. But I want to ask you before we go into either one of those, what do you see is happening in humanity right now?
Mm. Yes. Uh, yes. Humanity. Yes. Humanity is allowing its light. It
Mm,
is. It is allowing its light. And it is engaging a space of itself that it has not done in the history of its understanding of itself, at a reference point of itself, at its origin. It knew itself in a different way. And that is returning now. So it is remembering its light. Humanity is remembering its light. Now, there are many facets to humanity. But if you would and I would allow, yes, the concept of source, the concept of God, the concept of great spirit, yes, prime consciousness, whatever word fits your spiritual alignment for that origin, right? That concept of that being or that space of divine love, yes, that frequency alignment is so vast that all these spaces of humanity that are remembering their light in their own incremental way, and that
mm,
can be very different from this person all the way over to this person and everything in between. But all of those increments are needed. All of them are. It is not the highly enlightened one that makes all the difference or the one that just came in the door and remembers very little. It is every single space is valuable because
mhm.
everyone is a representation point of a connection point of source. Yes. And
Yes.
if consciousness is ascending, which it is, and human collective is shifting and changing, which it is, and earth is shifting and changing with it, which it is, all of these reference points, all these increments, the ones that some might look at, maybe family members or friends, and they can be, yes, maybe a reference point that is seen as difficult or I wish
Mm,
they would get it. Do you know what I mean? Okay.
mhm.
Even those reference points, those spaces, those people, yes, are an important, valuable alignment that is connected in with source that is also having its increment of movement in whatever way they're having it, even if in our eyes it may seem not as much as we'd like or something. Give grace. Does this make
Mm,
sense? Give grace, give compassion, and allow. Trust the process,
mhm.
trust the space. Humanity is remembering its light. And there are many spaces of humanity that are coming to the surface because the light is more available, because the light is more present, okay? And so in the light, you go into a room, yes, and all the lights are off. And you've never been in that room before. You wouldn't know what was in that room, would you? You would be in
Right.
the pitch dark. You wouldn't know, is it filled with books, furniture? What's in the room? Plants? What's in the room? Yes. But you put on a small light, even the smallest,
Mhm,
and you start to get an idea of what's in that room. And here's what's happening. Humanity's remembering its light right now. The light's
mm,
coming on in the room. And because of that, our history, our lineages, yes, our essence, our remembrance is going to be seen by us more and more because the light is returning to the space.
mm.
Does this make sense?
Oh, yes. Yeah. So beautiful. Thank you for that. I want to get into a special offer because you are taking her as participating in the rise of the light. Again, the return to sacred ceremony.
Yeah, we
So this
didn't write a
is
script. This is just off the cuff. This is
it's
so
just
beautiful.
off the cuff, just perfect. Y'all, the link for the special offer, which I highly encourage you to click on to follow on because there's a transmission and even going through this as well. It's right underneath the video where you're watching the call from. You'll see the special offer box on the replay page and on the live page as well. And the link has also been dropped into the chat box, so you can click on that and it'll open up so you can follow along. And Andrea, will you guide everybody through what this particular special offer is going to entail?
Okay, so right now, if you're watching the live or catching the video pretty close to the release, we're in the month of August, and this will actually begin in October for the live spaces.
Mm,
Why I say live spaces is we're an international community, so I'm very used to dealing with all time zones and schedules. And so everything's recorded, and my students will attest over and over again that the video content is just as powerful as the lives. Some say even more because they can slow down with it, back it up, re-listen, all this, you know. But we're going to begin in October, and it's going to run 4 weeks, so 4 classes and one a week. And then after each class, there'll be a energetic activation session. So that's where I'm going to do a cosmic quantum energy that we spoke of earlier, and I connect through the field. We call it a C to C, which is a consciousness to consciousness session. It's a remote distance energy session, and it's extremely beautiful. Profound yet gentle at the same time, meets everyone right where they're at, no matter where you're coming in at, it meets you right where you're at. And so 4 classes, 4 activation sessions. Now, one of the classes is going to be an actual ceremony. So we're going to do live ceremony together and or
Mhm.
via video if they catch the video. You can be as interactive as you want to be. So there'll be like a orientation class space together, and then we're going to learn about sacred ceremony in another space. I'm going to take them very deep into the components available, what they can connect in with, and the lineage connections, cosmic connections, a lot of really beautiful spaces to understand and open up ceremony. Whether there's somebody who's been doing ceremony and they're very comfortable with it, this will just take it into another level. Or you have been curious about ceremony maybe, and you've never done it. It meets everybody right where they're at. So one of the class spaces is actually going to be the ceremony itself. You'll be able to bring your own items, told ahead of time what to bring. The last space we have together, the 4th space, will be like this, just talking. They'll be able to ask me anything they want to ask me, share their feedback or their questions, whatever it is. Everything's in a portal. So what that means, and we got to say, because in our world, spiritual world, if you say portal, they go, wait, is this lady taking us into a portal? Haha, just a little humor. But I have this thing on my website, and it's called the Student Portal. And so you go onto my website if you register for this event through John, through Beyond the Ordinary. This is a special offer with them, so it's not on my website. You have to go to John's website for it. But then you'll be directed to my website with a password, and that will get you into the portal after you register. And that portal is going to be available to them till December 31st, John. So
Awesome.
that way people can take their time with this. They can go deep with this. I create audio links to assist. It's an incredibly beautiful space, and I'm excited, very excited to take people into the sacred ceremony alignment as well.
Well, and again, sacred ceremony with you, it's like a whole nother level. And there's that we can call it light language, but there's tones and
Mm.
there's transmissions that come through also. Y'all haven't experienced it here yet. Maybe before the end of the call, we'll see what gets inspired. But it's I'll call it a high octave place that you'll be running in and with in this particular offer with Andrea and the people that you gather because
Mhm.
you've got a potent community
Mhm.
of people who come together who in their own right have
Mhm.
a deep awareness and carry a resonant field for what's unfolding for all of us.
Yes, they are incredible. And I'm so blessed and so honored. When I knew to build the space, it didn't exist. I had never really been in this spiritual community. I was in a religious background for the majority of my life. So I'd never heard any of the terms or any of it. And this knowing just dropped in after those interesting experiential spaces I was having with the higher dimensional beings of light. And not only were then these beautiful higher dimensional beings in human form, because that's how I look at you, John, and I look at all those that come
Mhm.
into this space, as you really are a higher dimensional being of light. If you're hearing us right now and
Mhm.
you're in a human format having a now, but not only did they show up in this incredible community, but at the same time, the higher dimensional beings of light that are in non-physical showed up. And so you've seen the content I've shared with you before, John. These beings, we video them in the sanctuary. We've been videoed at Conscious Life Expo. They showed up when I was on
Mhm.
stage. Just spheres of light, shafts of light, flashing, beautiful, incredible. And they want us to know they're here. So
Mhm.
that's very important to share. We're becoming this higher vibrational space of ourselves, and part of that is connecting with these higher vibrational, higher dimensional beings of light. And so they want humanity to know the light is here. The light is here.
Mhm. So beautiful. So beautiful. It's a great space, y'all. Again, the special offer is special. It's exclusive to BTO. The 4 live calls, they're recorded. You'll have access to go into the ceremony. It's $177. There's a two payment option, and you get to be with Andrea in the community, which is again potent. And in these times, again, so much is moving so fast and we're accelerating to have the community, the culture, the environment that really nourishes what's activating within us is so important right now, more so than ever, I believe. So, and again, it's wonderful to have Andrea offer this for all of us to have that type of support. So thank you for bringing that on. And Andrea, I'd love to drop into some Q&A now if you're open to it.
Yes, yes, yes. I love this. I love this
Okay, so
space.
let's go ahead and get started. Renee, let's start with you. Welcome to the call.
Hello.
Hi. What is your
Hi.
question for Andrea?
I was just wondering, could I be one of the original architects of the earth, or because I know I have been of light my whole life.
Yasanea nataoa kea hahohonea.
Mhm.
Hapoa ye hianakawa. Hasaoa ye. Hasaoa ye hianakawa. Hasaoa ye. Dear Divine One, thank you for being in this space. Thank you for trusting yourself. Thank you for listening with your heart. Yes, and aligning with this now. Yane Yakoa, there's an anointing on your feet, Holy One. Renee, there's an anointing on your feet. Yes, just keep allowing, Holy One. Keep trusting, keep leaning in. It's all opening up. The remembrance will continue to land as you become available for it to do so. Does this make sense to you? Yes.
Yes, I've had my feet every day barefoot on the ground for a year and a half. I do it every day, every day. I'm
There's an,
mostly sitting in a chair, but my feet are always on the earth.
I love
Sometimes even when the snow's out there.
that.
Yeah.
Well, that's beautiful because there's an anointing on your feet, Holy One. There's an anointing on your feet.
Beautiful, Renee.
Is that,
Thank you for blessing the earth with your feet every day.
Yes.
oh,
Yes.
thank
Thank you,
you.
thank you,
Thank
thank you.
you. And I
Blessings
will
to you.
open up to more information coming my way. Thank you.
Beautiful,
Bless you,
beautiful,
bro.
beautiful.
Wonderful. Renee, thank you for asking that. We also had Cindy who's asking, it's like, how do we know if we're an ancient one or not?
Yes, yes, it's an innate knowing within your being available. You will feel a sense of a rise within the being, as if it is the sensation of when the heart is so filled with joy, it must sing in a sense, you know. It is the rise of the light within the soul, the inhabitant of the form actually sensing itself coming online. Yes, the biggest assistance would be that again, hold presence with yourself, be still and know, listen and lean in, but listen with your hearts. Listen with your hearts, not your heads. It's okay to have the head help, but let the heart lead. Does this make sense to you? Yes. Listen with your heart. Be available. State your availability to yourself. Yes. To your team. Yes. Whether you know your team or not, you have a team.
Mm,
And so stating your availability, your intention of availability is also very helpful as well to begin to open you more. Does this make sense to you?
It does. It does. Beautiful. Okay, let's continue now. How about let's go to Heather. Hi, Heather.
Mm. Hi, Andrea, and hi, John. Thank you for having me and taking my
Welcome.
question. I think you just answered part of what I was going to ask a little bit more is how do I differentiate between something that is of a personal interest to me, maybe as like a human
A
being,
question
as
for Andrea.
as Heather, as opposed to what source has for me. That's my gift to kind of like share with others.
Allowing yourself, Divine Heather, please hear me. Yes, there's a lot of love around you, Holy One.
Mm.
Deep and sacred love all around you. Allowing yourself, Heather, to trust, yes, in Heather, in her direct alignment as source that chose to be Heather. I know, kind of Yoda speech there, but it is that trust level building and being available through your intention and the engagement. The concept of source's will over your will. I understand where you're coming from. There is an availability, the possibility and the opportunity to allow less separation of you and source, less separation of source's will and Heather's heart and desire, because you chose Heather as the perfect alignment for you to be as source exploring itself through this space. So Heather's love is perfect. Heather's desires and joy of her spirit are exactly the perfect design to be utilized by the space of you as of source and I am that are exploring through this now and expanding through Heather. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
May
Thank you.
may I share just a phrase that's here for you, Holy One?
Yes.
Nakoea, nakoea, nakoea sane ianakawa apokoa nea taosoa. Nea taosoa, Holy One. Nea taosoa.
Blessings, Heather. Thank you.
Mhm.
All right. There's a comment that came in from Barbie. Thank you for writing, Barbie. She writes, working with Andrea and a Cosma has helped me remember who I am and connect with my consciousness. I continue to unfold more and more as I allow. I highly recommend the BTO offer. And again, you all know where to find the offer, but I wanted to read that because Barbie, I want to recognize you and thank you for writing that in. And yes, Andrea, it's Cosmo. Wow, what comes through. But this also takes me again, the importance of our environments and community and where we continue to be entrained into as we allow and have relationship with that entrainment. It's important the field in which we are accessing our consciousness and who we're doing it with.
Yes.
And so again, Barbie, thank you for writing that and for acknowledging that. And with that, I want to go to our next caller. Rosemary, let's go to you. Welcome to the call.
Thank you. I appreciate you, John. And I'm just wowed and bowed over by by all of this. It's my first time. So, not first time listening to all of this. It's just blowing my mind. Anyway, and when you talk about presence and presence in what we do, and being in that presence would allow source to be, I guess, more present in our consciousness. I'm trying to figure out how long we stay in it, but our minds wander a lot. My mind wanders a lot. So I'm thinking when I'm in presence, it lasts maybe a second, and then my mind's off someplace else.
Yes.
And it takes a while for me to recognize presence
Yeah.
in that. Can you comment about that?
Yes, that's very, very powerful, Rosemary. Thank you for bringing it into the space. You're landing in a sense, like I love to use this picture, if you will. You know, when they show those individuals at the airport that help the big planes pull into the gates and they have like the sticks in their hands and they do this, you know? Okay. So you're kind of, I'm doing, you're doing, John's doing, we're all landing the presence of our essence and our I am. We're landing it in our nows. We're remembering we're not separate. That's a whole new ball game. The mind and the quick over here and over there and all of this, that's the spaces that we've lived the majority of our life. So there's a lot of pattern involved. So it's the redirect and the reset through the new training, if you will. Like John keeps mentioning, the right community and the right connections and the right information. We've been fed so much information and training for so long that's kept the mind doing this, right? So now the mind is yours to direct. It is not the director of you. Yes. Nor is it of me, right? But for most of our lives, it does feel like the mind has a little mind of its own, right? And that we're like, hello, wait a minute, I want to be present now. So leaning into the understanding of being available to reset and redirect. And I know that can be a little frustrating in some points because you feel like you're doing it all the time. But what happens is the default setting shifts. And you begin to anchor it more and more, and it becomes second nature to you to remain in presence longer and longer. And here's what's happening as well. This is very important and helpful. When we say presence, and we're talking about the divine I am space of you, your wholeness within Rosemary, and in alignment with Rosemary's experiences and choices and so forth, you're giving yourself the opportunity to reconcile yourself with that which you already are, your innate essence.
Yeah.
The separation is, it's actually, this isn't the perfect term, but just allow, the mind will like it for a minute. Yes. The separation of, and the work to be present as your I am and your now is a distorted, it's an illusion. It's not your truth. Your truth is divine essence. It's who you always are. This is a temporary space of you, but you are always an eternal space of source, having these different experiential spaces of yourself, this one particular as Rosemary, okay? Now, understanding that space of connection to be more innate as an essence point, as in your breath. Take a breath for me, Rosemary, just breathe. That's source moving through your body. That's God moving through your body. Yes. You are not separate. It's on your breath. Yes. It is your breath. Yes. And even if the mind's looking over here or thinking that or thinking this, the breath is still the divine. Yes. And just resetting, the divine is on my breath. Yes. The divine flows through my vessel. Yes, I'm thinking about doing this, and I thought about that space I already was, and my mind's stuck in this, replaying this experience I had with so-and-so. Breathe. Yes, my I am flows through my form. Yes. And just reset, redirect, and anchor into that I am essence more and more, and it'll become second nature because it is your true essence. It is your true essence. You're not trying to become something you're not. You're remembering what you already are.
Thank you. That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
And all these responses coming back to listen on the replay. We'll run the replays later this evening after the live call, obviously, and through the weekend. So all this is available to come back and just allow it to penetrate even more deeply. With that, let's go now to Steve. Steve, welcome to today's call.
Hi, thank you for having me on. Miss Andrea, I'm just so taken aback by what you've been sharing. And being new to this in my journey to my awakening, I've noticed this stutter breath when I'm sitting in quiet. I just kind of take a stutter breath, and I just had this feeling that I've been, this unity or this union has formed at that point. And yet today during this call, when you have your stutter breaths as you're talking, I seem to just it just takes me back. I mean, and I'm just wondering what kind of connection that is.
Yane yakaokoa. Nyane yakaokoa. Saneana taoa kea. Hapoa ye. Yes. Hapoa ye. Nausoa. Nausoa. Kaukoa. Everyone take a breath, please. Nane asaoa ye. Nane asaoa ye. Nane asaoa ye. Just allow the space. Holy One, beautiful Steve, thank you for being this space. When I watch my replays back, sometimes I'll do it to pick up clips to share with community. And I see myself and feel like you, the stutter breath, you call it. I love that. I've never deemed it that before, but it's the perfect terminology. I will feel it again in the moment. I think that's what you're talking about. Like, even as I'm watching myself, I'll have it happen to me, even as I'm just the onlooker, if you will, of the space I've already been. And yes, it's an expansion of energy that's happening really quickly in the vessel. So your vessel, Steve, is registering the energetic movement available, and you're registering it in the increment and alignment of your sacred flow. So Heather could be registering it as well, but she's going to pick it up in an increment that's going to align for her vessel, because everyone is so unique, right? Karen's going to register it her way as well. When you have a simultaneous register like that, which I think is what you're saying, yes, then it is also an understanding of a soul connection and a lineage connection, which is what happened with John and I when we met in Conscious Life Expo in a big ballroom with busyness and everything. It was like all the sound went away and we just stood in front of each other, and it was this language of light and connection of souls. This is the return, the rise of light that I'm speaking of. It is you sensing it in your breath, Steve. Yes, in your body, in your being, as your vessel's masterfully designed to assimilate and process the shifts. And your breath is helping you do it, and your breath is giving you note that it's doing it. Does this make sense?
Yes, yes.
Yane yakaokua, hane asawa.
Blessings, Steve. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you,
Uh,
thank you.
Okay, we have Jazz that wrote in. I love this. So Jazz says, I didn't even know about a cosmic quantum energy until I took Andrea's last BTO special offer. And everyone said to me, welcome home. I've never felt so loved and supported. I love when she says, and we are more, because it's the truth. So a beautiful testimonial from Jazz. Jazz, it makes me so happy that you wrote that. Thank you.
Thank you,
Um,
Jess.
and let's move on to Karen. Hi, Karen.
Hi, nice to meet you, Andrea. Thank you, John, for calling on me.
Mhm.
I've been blessed to be able to know that I am in a healing role. I have singing bowls, I have tuning forks, and quite often I use my voice as toning. But more recently in meditation, I've been getting these really beautiful geometric patterns, but they're so intricate. You
Mm.
spoke, Andrea, before of automatic writing, but if I opened my eyes to then try to document this, it doesn't really work. Any suggestions of what I could do?
I love this question. I love this, Karen. Thank you for bringing it in. This is another space of us as we navigate this shift, this ascension process. This is my interpretation, so have your own always, everyone. But my understanding is when you see the sacred geometry, and I see this in my work all the time, so I love this connection point. Yes, these are packages of your higher dimensional information that
Okay.
you have packaged in a sacred geometry symbol that then, as it comes up in your knowing or you sense it, everybody does it differently. Some people it's an absolute visual, and some people it's like a knowing visual. They just know it's there, you know what I mean? But they don't see it floating in front of them or within their being. It doesn't matter how you're registering it. But when those sacred geometry packages come, it's specifically designed by you, for you, the absolute optimal amount of information for your body, your being, yes, to process and to assist the process of your shift, your movement, your expansion. And if you are a healer, Karen, you work with others, I'm taking it, yes. So then you most likely, you might already know this, but you can see these for them. So you will witness them coming in for your clients. And so then you'll know, this is my protocol. If I'm doing a self session, they're mine. If I'm doing a group session, they belong to the group. If I'm doing an individual, they belong to the person I'm working with. An animal, a plant, it doesn't matter. Healers work with all, we know that, right? But so you can relay this to your clients as well, Karen. If you see them in a session, like sacred geometry coming in, you're holding a session for your person, and then you share your notes with them maybe, and you tell them, this is what I saw, this is what I feel happened. Then you can say, and there were packages of information coming in sacred geometry symbols that you designed specifically for yourself that are going to assist you on all levels as you continue to expand. That's what I would do with it. But I believe that you're seeing them for yourself when they're your session, and then for others when you're holding it for another.
So I guess it isn't really important to be able to say it looks like this, just to say there's a package is sufficient.
You don't have to convey the exactness, because it's actually even bigger than what you're sensing or seeing. So the representation you're picking up on is what your space of interpretation can read, but then it's always going to be even more than what
Wow.
we can interpret, because it's just so vast. Source is so vast. God is so big, whatever words you're using. Yes. So the way in which we interpret and convey is that which is we're able to, but it's so much more. It's so much more. Now, if you see a specific, yes, if you see a very specific shape, like sometimes I'll see them appear on people's foreheads, a certain shape, or on their hands or something. Yes. Usually related to the lineage, but you can, draw that. But if it's an intricate thing, I would probably just relay it's a very complex communication of their information that they just landed. And they say, well, how do I land it? It's done. This is my protocol. If the healer sees it, it's there. The person brought it in and they are working with it. It's done.
That's beautiful. Thank you. And is light language one step away from that? I feel like I wake up speaking it sometimes, but I don't know what it means or how to translate it. Like everybody, like you say it so eloquently, and I seem to almost understand what you're saying, but I don't know that I've ever had any formal training, or how would I even go about learning? Or is it just come automatic?
You allow. We love that word. You
Yeah.
allow, which means you trust. And then also, I teach, there's a lot of different teachings, but I teach that there's no definite, specific interpretation needed. Because if you have a client that you get a phrase for, or you wake up, see, I don't share notes with clients until 24 hours, because I could wake up in the morning and more would come in.
Oh,
And
nice.
I just make note of it then because I'm available. But if you had a phrase for a client and you could say, like, I hear a lot, chonokea. I understand it can mean peace unto you. Chonokea, chonokea. Now, can it mean more? Absolutely. And if I have it come in for a client, I share it with them and I say, if you want to say it, say it. It's just a message of the universe. It's the message of the divine. Yes. It's like saying, I love you to yourself. Very healthy. Say the phrase and allow. Now, their interpretation can be totally different than peace unto you, because they're registering it from their point of interpretation and their heart. So light language for me is not meant to be one specific meaning per specific syllable or phrase. Light language is to be allowed to flow and be interpreted by the heart of all who are receiving. And if I were to speak right now and everybody has a screen here, and all those that aren't even on screen, every single person could receive a different understanding or knowing. And that's how vast source is. So we're taking all of this out of the box, and we're saying no more lids, please. No more lids.
Beautiful. Karen, thank you for coming on. It's wonderful to see you.
Thank you.
And let's go on here. Catherine, welcome to the call.
Hi.
Hello, Holy
Hear me?
One. Hello, hello,
Hi,
hello.
Andrea. My question is, I'm in an area right now. I'm on Vancouver Island, and we're having unprecedented wildfires. Uh, and the fear got so big at one point, it actually just burst, which was like it was a good thing. And I thought, I can't do this anymore. You know, you're talking evacuations and smoke and so on and so forth. And interestingly enough, I've always felt a profound connection with water. And like even today, the smoke cleared briefly, no word of a lie. Two humpback whales breached simultaneously, like in the same shape. It was just so I have this profound sense of presence with us.
Mm.
And I've been doing ritual with water over the last week. And at first I thought, okay, I'm just desperate. But now I'm realizing, I guess I'm looking for guidance about, um, I realize, no, this is real. And so
So what's your
any
question? Yeah.
guidance, what's that?
Yeah, what's your question?
Oh, my question is any guidance on how I can continue to work with the situation I'm in and sort of a confidence in my gifts of working with what's happening here.
Hmm.
And I think you're doing it, Catherine. I think you're
Okay.
doing it. I really do. I'm so honored to speak with you. You're anchoring a level of peace that is very needed in your area right now and
Yeah.
beyond. And so leaning into that and trusting yourself and allowing the remembrance, whatever it is, it's just an inner knowing that kind of pings you to, connect with the water and the connection of the whales. That's big. They are a direct alignment to the ancient origin points for Earth as well. And they are, in many essences, record keepers of many spaces of connection. So they'll work with you as well. So if you will just meditate on, lean in, trust, and listen, and don't second guess, don't hesitate. If you have a knowing to draw something or to, speak into your water or create some type of ceremonial pouring space, beautiful. Just
Yeah, I've
keep
been
allowing.
drawing.
Yes, but beautiful
Yeah.
confirmation, beautiful
Yeah.
confirmation. So I think you're already doing what you need to do. You just brought yourself this space right here to bring you like a high five confirmation and a gratitude for your presence, because that's what I picked up right away when you spoke, Catherine. I said, she's anchoring peace and the
Hmm.
peace that passes all understanding. And
That's my mantra, Andrea. It's so funny. I am the peace that passeth all understanding. I say it constantly, and I just walk, amongst the
Great
evacuees in the
confirmation.
village.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a beautiful confirmation.
Hmm.
beautiful. Well, thank
Blessings
you.
to you, love.
Thank you, Catherine.
Yeah.
Thank you
Blessings from the
so
peace
much.
coming
Thank
in.
you.
Thank you for coming on. Andrea, we have so many beautiful questions that are coming in and already the ambassadors who've stepped forward already. And I feel it all popping in the field in the sacred ceremony. Like when we take this type of collective into sacred ceremony, what do you witness? What's your experience?
Yes. It is the return, John. It's the return. It's the return of the light. It's the rise of the light. It's the remembrance flooding in. It's the alignments of the peace that passes all understanding, anchoring through every foot that is standing, seated, present. We are the vessels of light. Yes. We are the vessels of light, and we are not only allowing it as a self-expansion space of reference, which is key. You cannot be it if you don't allow it for the self first in your own individual experiential space of being you. But then inevitably, you spoke of ripples earlier, John. Inevitably, it ripples out and beyond. And it's connective to our lineages. It's connected to the ancestors of Earth. That's why ceremony, sacred ceremony with the Earth and connecting with her energies is tapping into the ancient Earth. Yes, yes, the divine ones that have walked here before us in origins of the human connection with the origins of the DNA. Originals. Yes. Yes. We carry cosmic DNA. That's another very important thing to make note of and let anybody grab a hold of and just kind of play with it, allow it, connect in with it. Originals, if you're hearing me right now, yes, you carry cosmic DNA. Yes. What does it mean? It's a space of connection that is a higher frequency flowing through your blood and flowing through your marrow and flowing through your DNA and your cell structure, moving into an alignment of itself as you move into that space of availability as an individual, sacred alignment of this. that frequency is then able to broadcast. And once they all turn on, yes, the broadcast hits a level of clarity and conveyance in which the field picks it up and the shift, it shifts. It all shifts. Does this make sense? Yes.
It does. It does.
Yes. So
I just so appreciate the way that you ground this in and but level it up simultaneously. It's like you ground it in without dumbing it down. Right? Keeping that high vibrational state of, again, the truth that we're remembering.
yes.
The essence of all that. So beautiful. Again, so many more comments coming in about the influence that you've been and how profound the Cosma's work has been. Y'all, the special offer, again, take advantage of that special offer, the 4 live classes, the sacred ceremony. It's all on replay if you can't show up, or even if you do show up, you can keep going back
Yes,
to
that's
access it, which is so wonderful, and keep activating that space. Andrea, with that, I have to ask you, what are you excited about what's unfolding in your life? Yes, as a transmission and beacon that you are for the ancient ones, amazing, but also in this very human, beautiful body that you're carrying out this work in.
every single night when I go to sleep, it takes me a little moment to fall asleep because I can't wait to wake up and open
Mm,
my eyes and breathe my next breath, knowing I'm still here to continue
wow.
to do what we're doing because I love what we're doing so much. I love what we're doing. It's so incredible. It's so big. It's so beautiful. And it's always a new day. It's always a new space of understanding that we're making ourselves available to. And then that way it's available to us. And I'm excited for the community. It's expanding exponentially. We're in 7 languages. A Cosmic Quantum Energies in 7 languages now.
Wow.
We have teachers teaching it all over the world, and then the people will find their way to me, which is really cool because I do teach it once a year, but the rest of the year I'm doing a lot of other types of event spaces and connection points to continue to grow and get the word out. And meet everybody right where they're at. But then the people will find their way to me in some way or another, and I will be able to either meet them online or meet them in person at an event. And it's just incredible. It's incredible. And probably one of my most favorite moments as well would be early morning. I'll come in here. This is my sanctuary, a room I dedicate to this space to me and the work. Early morning, I come in before dawn and I put the camera on and I sit in here and communicate and talk with the higher dimensional ones that are with us. And they're with all of us. Yes. They aren't just in my sanctuary, they're with us everywhere we go. Yes.
Mm,
And so those moments, those are pretty exciting. I am humbled and honored and grateful for this life I live and to be here with each and every one of you. Thank you so very much for your presence. Thank you so very
yeah.
much for your presence.
Well, thank you for your presence and for everything that you gift us in service to what you're doing. It's just, yeah, it's such a beautiful example of what's possible and calling all of us forward in that capacity as well. So bowing down to you, dear sister. Yes, yes. And I bow down to each and every one of you on the call today, listening to the replay, part of the community. Dive into the special offer with Akasma, with Andrea, and go deep into this beautiful community. Come back and listen to the replay. And again, thank you, all of you, for being here with all of us now. And until the next call, y'all, wishing you a beautiful, beautiful day and evening.
Blessings, holy ones. Blessings.
Blessings, everyone.